up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to, again, the Joint Effort Podcast. We're back here again. It's your boy, Jerry Juice. We also got Ganja Bear Site. North Carolina Hemp Reviews is back. We got Dad. CJ will do it. Told us he's awake this time. So any moment now, we might have him too. That would be a full cast. And that's quite the vibe.
Dude, I took that diamond bar, but now I'm feeling absolutely schlumped.
Well, that's nothing but magnetized state. Do it. Like, let's do it. Do it. Hell yeah. I only got the, I don't know. I gotta grow another 6 people to do it. We are all pretty stoned, so, try to stay on topic.
What is up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to, again, the Joint Effort Podcast. We're back here again. It's your boy, Jerry Juice. We also got Ganja Bear Site. North Carolina Hemp Reviews is back. We got Dad. CJ will do it. Told us he's awake this time. So any moment now, we might have him too. That would be a full cast. And that's quite the vibe.
Dude, I took that diamond bar, but now I'm feeling absolutely schlumped.
Well, that's nothing but magnetized state. Do it. Like, let's do it. Do it. Hell yeah. I only got the, I don't know. I gotta grow another 6 people to do it.
up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to, again, the Joint Effort Podcast. We're back here again. It's your boy Jerry Juice. We also got Ganja Bears. North Carolina Hemp Reviews is back. We got Dad. CJ will do it. Told us he's awake this time, so any moment now we might have him too. That would be a full cast, and that's quite the vibe.
Dude, I took that diamond board, but now I'm feeling absolutely swamped.
Well, that's nothing but making that high snake. Do it. Like, let's get it. Do it. Hell yeah. I don't know. I gotta grow another 6 people to do it.
Now about three.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's the Joint Effort Sunday morning podcast. You know what time it is. It is time to come through, talk about some Canna news, talk about some deals, and hey, just talk about some gas in general. You know what I'm saying? Just chill. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. You know what I'm saying? See what's up with the community. See how everybody doing. Make sure we all smoking some good gas, and just have a good time. You know what it is.
That would be.
Always. John Jibber, what you smoking on?
I'm not smoking on anything just yet, but I'm finna find out soon. I don't know.
Yeah, all right. You gotta let the people know when you decide.
What you got there? What you got?
I'm smoking some carbon fiber that's got about a 4-month cure on it, so you know it's about to smack my face.
That a JK one from?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
From September 15th, homie. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's gonna be nice.
It is for sure.
It's gonna be nice. Took a little unannounced break, but I decided Purple Gushers might be the move today. I think it was Purple Gush, Mendo Purple Gushers.
Yeah,
Let's make sure we add that
nice.
Mendo word in there. That's an important one.
That was a good one. I like that.
Hey, what you got over there, NC?
So I got some blueberry. Some blueberry from Honey King.
Oh, what is
Yeah.
that packaging?
Yeah, that's dope.
2.2. Oh, that's some CA.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Some blueberry from good old Cali. You know that's gonna taste so good.
It birdie. I could say that.
I bet, dude. No doubt.
Speaking
Y'all don't forget, let us know in the chat what you are smoking on with us. Hope you're sparking up something good. This is, again, chance for y'all to hang with us, spend some time with us, and blaze. Let us know in the chat what you're smoking on.
Yes, sir. As always.
Cheers, everybody.
Yes, I'm gonna get that first pack in a moment. I'll catch up. But while they all
Yeah, no
take
worries.
that
I'll wait for you.
y'all,
I'll wait for you, Jerry. No worries. We'll wait. We wait for our brothers.
while we get this all going, homies, join the Discord down below. At the end of the episode, we're going to talk quickly about the giveaway from last week. Every week, we're giving away THCA flower or hemp or cannabis products. It doesn't really get better than that. And all you got to do is enter the giveaway. I mean, you enter 10 times, the chances are you're probably going to win, because when I'm doing the odds right now, you sometimes have a 10% chance of winning still when you enter. It's kind of ridiculous, okay? End of this episode, Ganja Bear is giving away a little bit of za. But if you guys want to enter next week's, hit the Discord up down in that description. It's been too long. But this Mendo
Real.
Definitely join that giveaway, guys.
If y'all not joining any giveaways, bro, something is honestly, I hate to say it, bro, but this the only way that I could put it. Might be something wrong with you, dude. Like, come on, bro.
Missing
Get
out.
your hair right. Get your hair right.
Wow.
Free gas that you missing out on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that you're going to win every time, but you have the chance to win every time.
You see the touchdowns in the chat. That's what I'm saying. Just join it. A couple months later, you might have a free pack on your doorstep. Might have a free
100%.
pack.
What are you losing?
We talking edibles. We talking carts. We're talking flour. We're talking dabs. Like, hey.
I'm not sure if people are interested, but have you seen those road trip gummies? There might be road trip gummies coming up in one of the next few weeks.
Uh-oh. Oh
yeah.
There's stuff for everybody. Stuff for
Everybody.
Like, come
Cheers,
on,
y'all.
bro. I might have to give away some CBD gummies so your grandma can win some.
Bro. Send her a
Everybody.
nice muscle solve. CBD muscle rub.
It is kind of way too windy.
You know, that's how you know that you get to the point of stoner that like you can officially say it is when you realize there's no lighter in front of you. You just got to reach to your pocket, and there's one in that pocket, one in your other pocket, always one in the back pocket. Too. Why do I walk around with 3 lighters?
Because you are a prepared man. That you are smart and prepared at a moment's notice.
Never not going to be able.
If you don't have a lighter, Jerry will have one.
I can give one away. Like I'm not even worried about being bicked. I got one on backup. You know.
Always got to have a.
Speaking of backups, everyone subscribe to NC Hemp Reviews backup channel. YouTube's playing games again.
You guys couldn't see that, but I just ashed into my coffee. So I'm gonna move this, or I'm gonna end up drinking it. So that's gonna go that way. And yeah, all right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
As soon as I emptied it, I was like, "That's my coffee cup."
One of the first things I wanted to jump into, you mentioned that your weed was tasting super fruity. This morning, y'all made it aware to me that there are boost packages that infuse your flower with terpenes.
Yes.
Sadly, yes.
That's
It's some insane stuff. I'm saying you wake up and learn new stuff every day, and the stuff that you learn all the time isn't the best. I can just say that. It's crazy.
I love my
already
boost
in this world.
packs. I put a boost pack inside of every single one of my jars of weed.
Yes.
But
yes,
would I ever put a infused boost pack in one of my weeds? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Like
because
it
in my
don't sound too appetizing to my buds that already are appetizing.
and what other purpose does that solve than disguising and deceiving the real smell, whether it's good or bad? Right. Put that in some mid. You know, someone that doesn't know any different is going to smell that. Oh, it smells amazing. This is some gas. And then smoke it. Like, what the fuck is this?
I never smelled something that smells exactly like lemons.
Yeah, no.
you don't need
like
that.
that's
Some bad bud. You shouldn't need no terpene infused Integra boost pack. I'm sorry.
Well, and then talk about you could totally that opens up a pathway for a company to buy some Reggies in bulk and then sell it as 10 different strains. Oh, here's some cherry bomb. That's some lemon kush. Here's some OG kush.
I need to go to the farm and get like a different pheno. Do like 2 different phenos. You know what I'm saying? They look slightly different, same as that strain.
Yeah.
Now everybody, oh my god, dude, this OG perp fire, dude. This fucking this sexy monkey, dude. This shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Same exact strain.
mango banana runs will become a strain. Lemon banana runs will become a strain.
Yep.
Well, they're not even really strains. They're just like creations at that point. Let's
There's
rephrase
flavors
that.
added on at that point.
Yes. That will be. You'll see if that gets really popular, you're going to see a transition of strains coming out that are based on the name, not based on genetics, and that's why they're named.
Eliminating THC flower.
Y'all made me think about something that low-key used to seem cool as fuck, kind of. Not cool as fuck, because I never tried it, and I never knew I never was going to try it, but it was kind of, the idea of it was kind of crazy at the moment. Y'all know how JK got the flower lab. Like, that used to seem so crazy.
Oh, for sure,
That
dude. That was so
crazy.
innovative and like, what? I can put any terps on there, and what if I want Delta 8, if I want CBD? Yeah. That was the thing back. Yeah, no doubt.
See, but at least, you know what I'm saying? They're letting you know what's up with the flower lab. People got the flower lab and ain't even, hey, you thinking it's a new strain? That's some flower lab, my boy. That's some flower lab.
Facts. Yeah.
It's literally been
Yeah.
literally flower lab.
I haven't thought about that flower lab in so long.
No, I know. Same, dude. It's
Yeah,
been a
I
minute.
wish CJ was here, because I'm pretty sure he actually had a custom strain he ordered off of that one time. I remember loosely a video of that.
I think you're right. Yeah, that's crazy. You know, like you said, Ganja Bear, at least they're letting you know. Like, they're up. Hey, if you want to mix and match, here's what you can mix and match with.
I mean, at that point,
But
people
I mean,
were
no
going
offense,
out there
that's what
buying
you do, you know what I'm
D8,
saying?
but-
Different strokes for different folks. But I just prefer the terpenes that were in my buds when they were grown. I don't want nothing
Yes, for sure.
Like
I like that natural.
Yes, and you can taste the quality of the grow. You know, you really can.
I feel like when I add terp, like when terps is added, bro, it start getting harsh. The flavor is, bro. Even
It's
if
getting
it do
harsh,
taste
yeah.
good, it tastes off. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then like it coats your tongue with some off flavor that's just not right. Like I
No.
don't know.
Especially
No.
if you were putting distillate and then on top of that you're putting terpenes onto the butt. Okay, so you're double infusing it with two very bitter tasting things.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
It's not
And wonder why it's harsh.
wonder why
No
it's
shit.
harsh.
You're
You're
coughing
also
for 10
putting it
minutes.
on top of cheap CBD flower. You're not even like taking like good CBD flower and
Yeah.
infusing it.
Yeah. Ugh.
I've seen like some THCA infused flower that's got like terps. It's got literally just CBD flower with THC distillate or something. Bro, it's
The highs can be so
brown.
weird on some of them infused products too. Like I just
Oh,
felt
for
like some
sure.
of them made me feel like I was in a tunnel. I don't know how else to describe it, but like just like my whole world turned into a tunnel, and it's just
Now
like,
I know
see
what you're
right
saying,
there
though,
type
bro.
shit.
I know what
It
you
definitely
mean.
made me feel like the only way I can put it and explain it for somebody that understand it with like it's bro. It just made me feel disassociated type shit, like
It's
almost not
Yeah.
like
after
myself.
weeks.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like if some of them, I mean, again, there's good quality products as we talked about in other episodes, and there were some really shitty ones. But I don't know. Back when I was stopping by, and not going to even deny it, sometimes a gas station and picking up a pen, I'm not assuming that they sent me any fire or gave me any fire over that counter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of those products, after using them for a week or 2 weeks, felt like numb up in the head, disassociated up in the head, just like I don't know, emotionless. There was nothing.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
weird.
Just kind of on pause almost. Yeah, it's
Weed
a
has
weird.
always made me feel my emotions more. So it was like the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. Like if I
Sure.
smoke a joint when I'm upset, yeah, I might relax and calm down a little bit. But guess what? The entire time my brain is still confronting that issue.
Oh, no doubt. No
Taking
doubt.
on the problem.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Wow. Cheers for sure. I'm hoping this doesn't become a trend. Integra, Boost, one of my favorite companies, and you don't even make weed. You just make little packets I throw in with my weed.
Right.
Don't become one of my least favorite people by making these things big.
I know. Like
For
just
real, for
just
real.
stick with this. Just stick with
A
good
normal
old boost pack.
Integra
Like a
boost
normal
pack.
boost
Oh,
pack.
These,
man.
don't push
Oh.
these. If people want to come find them from you, then yeah, whatever. Like those people can buy it from, but please don't make these a thing. I'm sorry for giving it any
No.
mention. I hope I convince
Yeah,
somebody
right.
out there to go buy these.
Yeah.
Because
I
these
know.
remind me of almost a worse raw terp spray.
Well, you know what? If they do that and they push it, I'll tell you what. Companies need to switch to Boveda packs. They're just as.
Boveda better anyway. Cause listen,
I agree.
Boveda actually controls the moisture of the buds, where Integra doesn't do anything to. I mean, it does to a certain extent because it's a humidity pack. But it the main purpose of a Boveda Integra pack is to like lock in the terps, so the terps stay exactly how it was when you put it in the pack. And that's another reason why when you get your pack and you got some boost packs in there, the Integra boost packs in there, you gotta like take that bitch out or like you know what I'm saying, move the bud away from that bitch
Yep.
before you can smell like what it really smell like. Cause then the Integra boost pack lock in the terp. So whatever it smell like when the person put it in that bag is what it's gonna smell like. Then it can't get better than that, or it can't get worse than that. But you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna get better than that.
It stops.
But it can get better.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even
Oh, yeah.
realize that because of the pack.
Absolutely.
Owned it back,
Very
basically.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it'll
Definitely,
be
like-
wild if companies start using those, and if you start, even if they like
How are you gonna
keep them
catch
in their
it?
bag and then send. That's the thing. It's like it'll just be weird if all of a sudden the companies we know and love, we start getting packs and like the smell is just
Mind-boggling.
out of this world or
Yeah.
like out of, you know what I mean? And it doesn't, because you'll know, right? Like you can have smells. We've all had them, jars that are super loud, but it almost always is consistent with the look of the flower. You don't have some mid-looking shit that smells out of this world if it's not terped most of the time. I've had a couple, like some botanical clouds flower looks kind of average and has blown me away with the smell and the effects. But for the most part, you know, if we get something that's like this looks okay, but it smells like out of this world, and it's like,
I think the test
you know,
is also going to be what happens if you take that pack out for a couple weeks. Does the
Good
For
point.
sure.
Put it in another. Put it in
For
another mason
sure.
jar and let it hang out. That's a great point.
Does the flower
what-
just change
yeah.
taste, smell, and everything? Also,
Right.
like with me, they would spray terps, even raw sprays, right? You could feel it in the throat, taste it.
Oh,
It actually burned hotter. There's a few different ways you could pick it up. There's gonna have to be ways. I'm just like, this is acting on the air, so it's a little bit different in like the actual moisture of like the water inside of the plant.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Yeah, it's so weird. If I had this, I just thought about this. The one terped product that I don't mind, and I don't use them a lot, but the fruit, like the natural fruit derived terpene infused king palms. You know, you can press the little terpene pack in the filter. You know,
But
those for me, like I don't those. And again, every once in a while, I'm a sucker for those. I used to smoke the blueberry zigzag wraps in high school, and when I stopped smoking blunts, I wanted something with that similar flavor and kind of vibe. And for me, the king palms, they scratch that itch for sure.
the thing with king palms is though, you're not actually burning the terps. You just, I mean, you're heating them up for sure, but
Sure,
you're not
sure.
burning
Breathing
them. You're not
through
That's a
it.
good
busting
point.
them.
That's a
Yeah,
good point.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Just
The
it's
smoke
warming
coming
them.
through
That's a
get
great
activated
point.
by the terp.
That's a great point. Yeah,
Like you just
for sure.
infusing the smoke with the terps, whereas like other things that have like terps on them, when you light it up, you're burning the
You're
fuck out
actually
of those
burning
terps.
it.
And
Nah,
terps
for
are
sure.
super duper sensitive to heat. If I was to sit here
Oh yeah.
and let this keef just sit in the sun for a day and come back, that shit would not hit the same no more. It would not smell
way.
the same. It would not hit the same. You want to know
No.
why? The sun, just the sunlight, purely sunlight, which isn't. It's hot. I mean, it is hotter. Of course, it's hotter. But you know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's a whole different
right.
spectrum of heat. You feel me?
Totally.
But this is, you know what I'm saying? I know this shit is burning my finger if I do this, but if I can stand in the sun like all damn day. So you know what I'm saying? But that just the sunlight is enough to start deteriorating the terps. You know what I'm saying? Even deteriorating the cannabinoids.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna know. We're gonna know. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, we will. Well, you'll be able to tell for sure. And that's gonna be yeesh. That'll be wild because the people that the companies that don't have the utmost integrity, they're gonna see, ooh, okay, I can make a profit here, at least in the short term. You hope it doesn't go that way. Weird. It's like, what good is that? Why do you need a terp infused boost pack? Like,
Seriously, I don't understand it.
People are
Like,
just bored making things to it.
no shit. Yeah, that's
Serious,
what that
bro.
seems like. This is someone said they could, so they would.
Like, they're
Like,
just-
what can we do now to keep this company alive? Let's make terpene infused boost packs. That's what the people want.
Yeah, right. Yeah, watch. Next, you're gonna see like nicotine infused boost packs. Even
like,
more pointless fucking thing, right? Yeah, just put some of this next to your weed. It'll
It
be great.
advertises for the people like to add tobacco with their bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
See
We have a
infused
it's called a
boost
blunt
packs.
pack. It's infused with nicotine. You just set it by your weed.
A boost
like,
pack
come
that
on.
makes your weed stronger and infuses it with more weed.
Oh man. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're THCA infused, so they evaporate into your plant and 10x it, man. Make it way stronger.
Next
Bullshit.
big
It's the
topic.
crazy world we live in. Man. Don't try the hardest. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this for real shit. This is some real life stuff. Try the hardest not to be a damn lab rat. Like I'm
Yeah.
so serious. Try the hardest not to be a
Facts.
lab
True.
rat because it is a lot of things that people are just pushing to see what it's going to do to people, bro. And I'm so serious.
Oh,
and
facts.
that goes for blunt wraps. That goes for fucking. That goes for like
A
a lot
lot.
of these cannabinoids. You know what I'm saying? And just
Especially
random lab
stuff
products, bro. A lot of
outside of
things. And that's not
smoking,
even in the
too.
cannabis
Some
world.
crazy
Try
stuff.
the hardest not to be a lab rat.
Yeah, you gotta vet who you're buying stuff from. You gotta vet what you're buying, and
Yeah.
that's why I come to the joint effort, y'all. And if you're not in the Discord, it is a safe space to get reputable product recommendations. Which there are people in this space that do it horribly wrong, and you should stay away from. And there are people that do it incredibly well, and that's who you should buy from. And we can make that happen. That's what we do.
Exactly. That makes you
And that's
stand
the
out
thing I
back.
always go back to. Even like when working in dispensaries, it was one of the reasons I left two of the shops I worked at is because I saw the way they cut corners. Everything from rolling pre-rolled joints off of the leaves that were on the legitimate floor of the dispensary. Like not like actually off the floor. They would roll them and sell them for $35 a pop. and people didn't know any better. They'd buy them out the ass. They thought it was a cheap way to smoke a J, and you couldn't sell it to them. And it's like I would tell people there's a way, this crop sells itself. This is an amazing medicinal plant with so much value that you don't have to cut corners to make a profit. You can do this in a way that is actually by the people, actually for the people, and you can make a great living doing so. You really can. And we all know the companies that do that, and you can see that. And there are companies that don't, and time tells all there, right? Like over time, you can tell it'll come out in the woodwork. We already see it with certain companies, like we talked about before we went live. We're starting to be like, okay, I'm seeing through the lines a little bit. I'm seeing your cracks there, and then vice versa. There's other companies that they just continue to kind of step it up, and whatever, they may not be perfect, but they're continuing to learn from whatever their mistakes have been and get better and do things for people. And
Exactly.
and
That's really what it's all about too, bro. It's about like improving, because you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Everybody not gonna be perfect. Everybody gonna have some bad buds. Everybody gonna have some fucking moldy buds. Everybody
Yep.
gonna have some mid buds.
Yep.
Everybody gonna have, bro, some just whack ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Even people that grow it themselves are not always gonna have the best buds. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And it's always about, all right, so that was bad. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? How can I
Yep.
make sure the next time people are, you know what I'm saying, got a smile on their face
Absolutely.
instead of a frown on their face?
Yep.
And,
And it's like,
listen to the people too. Like,
yes, and the companies that will be here in 5 years, pending what happens with the legalities and whatnot, are the companies that are on a natural growth. They're going upward, right? They may have not always been great. I even, look at JK 2-3 years ago when they had like Jefferson, when it was one of their first CBD strains. They wouldn't touch that now. That would not show up anywhere on their site, guarantee you, compared to what they have now. Their black label, other stuff, their $50 zips. But you watch that trajectory, you watch how they're growing, and other companies like them that are just with, even those smaller mom and pop shops that maybe don't have the scalability of JK, but are still coming up with new innovative products and ways to sell and deals for people. There are so many other companies out there that, you can do well by the people.
I gotta shout out Canna House Farms.
shout
They,
out
bro,
them, bro.
they is out there. They a company that not too many people really talking about, but they out here helping us smoke good and pay less. And when I say good, it's a big emphasis on smoking good and paying less. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, it's a lot of mid out there that you can get for cheap, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be cheap. That's why it's cheap, because it's mid. But it's stuff out there that is like, why the fuck am I getting this for the price that I'm getting it? Handcrafted Farmer, another example. People out here, bro. They helping the fuck out of us, bro. They're feeding the streets is the only way that I can put it simply. There, you know what I'm saying? There is it.
Yeah, man. 100%.
Fucking
100%.
shout out to them. Dap up, you know what I'm saying? They actually are helping the people. 1850 for 10 grams of some actual good stuff. It's unheard of, bro.
Well, and
You
I love
not
it.
hear
Like
that
it.
anywhere else, bro. 1850 for you can't even get 7 grams for 1850. Like,
And
No.
it's like,
No.
bro, that's almost $20 a half ounce of some actual gas.
Well, and people think so often that like it's this one or the other. Like it's either going to be like to relate it to food, that there's either McDonald's level weed or like Fogo de Chao or like the best steakhouse in the world level weed, right? And like there is that. No, don't get me wrong, for sure, right? No doubt. But most people don't want McDonald's all the time or Fogo de Chao all the time. They want to go to Outback. They want to go to Red Robin. They want to go to
For
wherever
real.
the hell you
I
like.
want to go
Right.
to Wendy's
And-
sometimes.
Exactly. I want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings with some friends and have a beer. There are so many companies out there that are selling that quality weed where it is great, it is reputable, it is solid, it is dependable, and you don't have to, if you want to go treat yourself to some Fogo de Chao weed, you can. Great, awesome. But as long are there companies that are going to try to sell you that price point for some McDonald's level weed? Yeah, and fuck those people. But most reputable companies, like you said, it's like, no, you can offer, like, there's so much out there if you need to medicate on a budget that you do not have to sacrifice your quality of medicine.
And I feel like that's man, we were talking about this already, but that's the big difference between people that just want to talk about price only. Bro, you're not in it for the medicinal aspect. You could not be.
No.
You could not
No,
be, bro.
No.
Like, if
No.
you sitting here talking about the price, bro, if you really was, you know what I'm saying, trying to get medicated, you, like, bro, you wouldn't be trying to go broke over that shit. You just doing that shit to be cool, bro. This shit ain't no, bro, like, what the fuck? What's cool about smoking all damn day? Nothing's cool about this shit, to be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love weed. I love bud, you know what I'm saying? I love it. I'm passionate about it. But ain't shit cool about, oh, yeah, I got $300 up.
Yeah.
That shit
Yep.
lame as fuck to be.
Yep.
You're going broke over this shit. It's not cool.
I
You
mean,
have money. That's cool. It's cool to have money. But dude, to go like
circumstance. I think what's not cool is the people that go and then push it onto another group of people. So let's say that $300 really ain't nothing to you. That $300 is somebody's $50.
Okay,
like your
yeah,
life,
that's-
your lifestyle. Like, go ahead, buy that $300 zip.
that's
It's
what I should
gonna
have said. The people
probably
that try to
be
make other
better.
people do that shit, they try to bash other people for buying. Like, bro, there's so many
Don't
people.
go out
Bro,
and call
I
people
know that.
brokies because they bought $100 zip and they're saying this $100 zip hits like a $200 one. Like, give them a little clap, a pat on the back. Like, hey, hell yeah! Like, they're medicating for a good price. Like, I don't know. We've seen it with these $50 zips. You guys,
That's why I just
we've
finna
seen like
say,
people
bro.
like really go out there and like shit on this company JK for the $50 zips because the $50 zip was no za. Wow, you expect this to make exotic to show up for $50, people? That's crazy. Why not try their $100 zip if you're looking for the exotic side? That like they said that right on their own website, right in their own publications. That $50 zip though gets you medicated. Did it get you super stoned? Probably not. But it gets you medicated and just enough flour to put a little diamonds on if you wanted to get super stoned.
Sure.
And guess what? Now you got yourself a little budget mode. But people,
Absolutely.
it's
And
just like,
even at that,
people complaining about other people's circumstances is so goofy in the marijuana industry. It's just like,
Oh,
why
no
can't we
doubt,
just be
no
happy
doubt.
we're at the place that everyone can now afford it? Everyone's got a
Oh,
product
yeah,
there
no
for 'em.
doubt.
bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know?
Go
Bruh,
buy your
one man's
gas.
trash,
Send me a
one
nug
man's
of your
trash
gas.
is another man's treasure. Always.
Mm-hmm.
I know, cause like,
Yeah.
bro, for example, like the $70, bro, I had a $70 QP, and I dead serious. I just turned it into edible. I ain't want to smoke it, but I've had other people that were like, man, bro, I mean, it gets you high, and that's hey, you feel
You
me?
want-
That's
For sure.
Yeah, it definitely depends. Yeah, so
I know I'm
Absolutely.
not smoking, but if somebody else will like, you know what I'm saying? They got a 70. They trying to get as much butt as they can. They go do that. Ain't nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
for
Don't let
sure.
nobody talk down on that. Bro.
it's like
You do what you
Jared
gotta
said,
do.
lifestyle, because like some people ain't smoking like like me or like you, like all the time,
For
or
sure.
smoking premium
Right.
gas. You know what I'm saying? Someone might be
Yep.
stuck on that budget stuff, so like it might not be
Yep.
the same to them. So
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and what's nice is, just your budget doesn't reflect your need necessarily, right? And so there's some people that don't have the budget, but they really struggle with, or there's some brain chemistry is not working right, or whatever's going on that they really may need it. And it's to be in a place where you need it and can't afford it. It's so shitty, and it's like Jerry just said. What an amazing thing, and this is what we should focus on, not on judging everyone's livelihood of where they're at, but instead celebrating that everyone has access now in a way to accessible, affordable medication that they can use, and and like we talked about last week, the people that are in comment sections and talking and saying $50 zip, it's not gas, it's blah blah blah. One, tell me what your mortgage is, because I bet it's $0. Two, if you're expecting gas for a $50 zip, okay, you're selling yourself a bad batch of goods there. But it's like, I fail to believe that anyone that has been in a place of needing it and not being able to have it would not look at a $50 zip through that lens. They would look at it like, this is a value, because it really is. You know what I mean? Like, it really is.
yeah,
If it didn't get you
And it's
high
cool to
the
see more
first
companies
time-
do that.
Ganja Bear said something about edibles a few moments ago, and once again, edibles are a tough thing to bring up to people because the comments also sometimes go, edibles don't work on me. But the science shows that when you ingest D9, if it was absorbed correctly in your butter, that it's stronger than when you smoke it. So
Absolutely.
take that and take a whole like 7 grams out of your ounce, whatever you want. Quickly decarb that flour, make it into some butter, and then put that butter on some toast. Quick little edible for you, and you're probably gonna be smacked.
Oh yeah.
It's a $50
Absolutely, you will be.
ounce. Maybe you can get creative with the $50 ounce. Maybe I should make some cool videos
Oh yeah.
about like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I mean, even
Green Dragon. A lot of people are making Green Dragon again because, again, we have access to enough flour to make Green Dragons. Isn't that pretty cool? Where you
just made
get some
some tincture.
Everclear, you soak your cannabis in that for a few months.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know,
Yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, Well, it's funny. Like, there's you just think about like I wonder if I'm trying to think through if you made edibles with to really bang for the buck. Like if you use diamond distillate, it's not. I don't think it's technically. I don't know. I'd have to see the process if it's decarbed. Technically, it's not. So you'd have to decarb it still. But I wonder if you could, if you decarb it in what you're making. I mean, you could make. I've made like with CBD distillate. I've made fudge and shit that smacks super hard.
I
I'd
was
imagine if
thinking
you
that.
could do that, that would be like.
I thought about that one day, like when I was like thinking, like if you used to like take some dabs and then put them into whatever you cooking with, like with that, like just you cooking it, would that be enough to decarb it? Because it take about 30 minutes to decarb anyway, right? And most things that you bake take around like 30 minutes, right? So would that be
Sure.
enough time to like if you was to just say you had some crumble, you just put that bit into the batter or whatever you're making or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
you had some rosin, you melted it down to enough to where you could like mix it in or something like that. Like, would you cooking it be enough heat? I mean, cause like, would if anything, wouldn't you decarbonate then you putting it in there like be more heat than needed? Cause like you already decarbed it, then you gonna heat it up again.
Decarb it and then
Yeah.
put it. What?
I mean, it
I'm
depends on
saying,
how
like-
hot you're like whatever you're making. I guess,
Say,
right?
Look, say you're making some brownies, right?
Yeah.
And you decarb the wax that you're using, then you put it in the brownies. You putting it in the brownies is heating up the wax again, and you know, like heating it up to a certain like heating it up too much to a certain extent. You're just like you fucking up the cannabinoids and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying,
Right.
would you just putting it in there off rip without decarbonate be enough heat to decarb it then? Like
A lot of the times, everyone always said like if you're doing something with edible, because that way you make sure everything's activated.
Yeah.
I've always heard that. So
it
I don't
makes
know about
sense
wax.
with
That's
bud.
just flower.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense with bud, why?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it's different with a dab because like a dab is way more concentrated in the first place.
But it's
Depends on what
still,
they eat,
if
too.
we want to go off of science, it's still technically THCA, which is not intoxicating. It's why you could eat bud and it doesn't do shit to you. So if it's, however, here's where on the point you're trying to make, Ganja Bear, I've wondered too. Like when I press, I only press about 180, but I'm like, is the shit that I'm pressing when it comes out technically decarbed because it was hot? Heat extracted, but it was only 180, not 260 or whatever. I forget the exact decarb temp, but
Exactly.
you know, so I'm like,
to a certain extent,
it's got to be some. There's got to be some because I do know that there is a very low level of natural D9 in the plant, and it comes out even a little bit in curing, not a whole bunch. So if there is some naturally occurring that happens without heat, you'd think maybe that would bring out some. I don't know, because I know that some companies will cold cure as a way to stay Farm Bill compliant, right? So that's got to happen to a degree, unless everyone that's selling it is that in a medical state is heating it over 265, which that's going to destroy a lot of the terpene. You know, you go much over that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I wonder.
Yeah, I've been wondering how many of these hash rosin products truly are THCA because I haven't seen many large companies. First of all, hash rosin. And second of all, to my scientific knowledge, that would be very hard to press that and not get over 0.3% THC.
Especially bubble hash, I think it'd be really thick and like
right.
I thought that. I thought, like, dude, I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't. You know what I'm saying? But I thought the same thing as well. Like, doesn't mean because you're heating it up. That's literally
exactly.
I mean, you're not decarbing it. You're not decarbing it.
Right.
You're also not vaporizing it, but you're heating it up at the
end. Right. And removing all of that oil off of the plant matter, right? You know, so it's like it's gotta, you know.
I mean, maybe.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, that's theoretically what RSO, Rick Simpson oil is. Is it just heated to a hotter degree? Because I know it's darker, but that's activated. You can put that right on your tongue.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste great, but you could. You know, put that on toast. So it's like, how hot are they heating RSO to?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder.
I mean,
but that's probably why there is no like THCA RSO though for that exactly.
You know,
because I've never seen. I seen a RSO tincture, but I never seen actual RSO.
We had it. We had it.
All type
Yeah,
of
we-
alternate cannabinoids.
We had it at the dispensary, and it was in a big syringe. You could put it on your bowl. You could put it on a piece of toast. You could put it right in your mouth. You could do whatever, however you wanted, and it would get you high as fuck, like crazy high.
Yeah, people
But-
say ours is great for medication. I believe it.
Oh man, yeah, I do a little bit of that in the coffee in the morning, melt in there because you wouldn't taste it with the bitterness of the coffee, and
Yeah.
it was a different day. It was a
It's probably a good idea.
But yeah, I wonder, like, how much of that comes out or not, in when you press and stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder. It's an interesting point. Cheers, y'all.
Ah,
Keep bowl time.
Cheers, man.
I had a bowl when I did. Hey, Dad, you asked what I was smoking on. I forgot to tell everybody what I was smoking on when I finally did smoke up on it. I had a bowl of some Alpenflow with some lemon cherry gelato key topped off with some trop cherry hash rosin, with live rosin. And goodness,
Let's go.
was it a? Hey, it was a bowl. It was a bowl. I'm feeling delightful.
Oh yeah.
This lemon cherry gelato keef is so like, dude, the quality of this keef is absolutely insane. It's
That's
so,
what I
like,
just smoked.
It's I don't know, like it's almost like it's not wet. Don't get it like, but it's like very moisturized. Do you feel me?
I know what you mean. It's got it's like if you clump it up and throw it over, it almost like crawls as it falls down. Like I don't know, it's like sticky almost.
It's almost moist.
Look at that.
It's like kinetic sand. It's that kinetic sand type shit. You got it, a little clumped up. Yeah, man.
It's that fresh
I got
keep,
I got
not
just
that
a little bit
dry
left.
keep's been sitting forever.
That would make
Yeah, it's
some
got a
really
little-
nice
got a little bit of-
hash.
Yes. Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's just
Oh,
big
man, it
balls.
would taste
Christ.
amazing, bro. It would taste insane.
just make a puck, and
I made some of that at hash with the white runts and the lemon cherry gelato.
Ooh.
My dad and I
Every
were smoking that up.
Every time I show somebody this, he'd be like, bro, the moon rock. And it just straight up keef. You
It's the
think it's
big
more
balls.
For sure. Yep. That's crazy.
Love solid piece like that. Just like that big, huge chunk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it makes some good hash.
Back quickly on
Yeah,
the
they're keef.
concentrate thing.
Yeah,
I
I mean-
forgot to
I
bring
mean-
it up when we were thinking about it. How many of the concentrates are made different? THCA versus how you would make it in your dispensary. Like the reason the hash rosin question is so monumental is because butter is made completely different for these THCA companies than it would be in a dispensary, or how it used to be. Batters too. It's just like they're taking and whipping isolate with terpenes to make these THCA distillates.
You can also cold extract it and still be farm bill compliant too, which would really
Yeah, like
preserve and that's, you can tell the difference if you see shout out to Charlie Hempseed. If you ever check out his extractions, when it's really oily, you got that kind of, it's real wet at first. That's often symptomatic of a cold cure extraction. Not always, but it's the best way to preserve the terpene profile. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Jerry. There's a lot of companies that are whipping that with isolate, no doubt, to make their own butter, which is kind of wild.
Well, that's why diamonds and sauce is so popular, because that's the
Absolutely.
basis of most of these other concentrates. You just didn't really realize it
Yep.
yet. Or crumbles.
Absolutely.
Crumbles are just
Yep.
diamond and terpenes.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
So how are we getting hash rosins?
If it's legit cold cure, if it's not, probably diamond distillate, terpenes, and isolate.
And
Crumble is like a
Yeah.
fucking.
I should do that. I should make one and show it.
Experiment.
Like this
It's like
is
a-
probably most of the batter you're buying.
Diamonds are like a rollable cart.
and there's nothing wrong with the batter.
I mean, that's what most
It's just
cards
like, it
is
should
all
be
diamond
cheap.
distillate anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Like
Yeah.
whipped isolate and
I love me
terpenes
some
for
isolate,
batter,
don't get me
that's awesome. It's
Yeah.
just I wish it was always priced accordingly, because that would mean that people are getting grams of butters for like 20 or less, and that's how it should be, and that would be
Agreed.
great. That would be great.
That would be great.
There's always places like
Well, I think it'd be-
Better and Grogan. They're selling $12 grams of batter
Yeah.
and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah,
right now.
they always got crazy deals. That
Yeah,
joint
well, that's
is
why I
insane.
think it'd be nice to have a concentrate company or line of like budget concentrates like that are, it's clearly, this
Yeah.
disclaimer, it's made with isolate, right, and diamond distillate and terpenes, but it's a
Speaking
open
of,
about it, it's not some weird made in like a corner of a room somewhere in downtown Detroit
Yeah.
level stat. It's a good, healthy thing, right? But it's affordable and of types of batter, or you could even like get it really warm and lay it out and make shatter. You can make butter, wax. There's a bunch of ways you could do it, you know,
If they
I
just
haven't
be
had
open, they'd probably
shatter.
get more people that way too.
Yeah.
and do
It's
it
like
nice and
being
cheap, you
honest.
know, like you
True.
can make a good.
Like, remember back in
Good,
the D8 days, not to like relapse anybody or go back into those moments if it were dark for anybody. But, you know, this is, there was $10 cart, the original $10 cart. Reason they have their name, their product was a $10 D8 cart. And their whole thing is they popped out and they said, why are you guys paying so much for D8 cards? 30, 40 bucks? That's kind of insane. People were like, because it's cheaper than my and they were like, no, that should cost 10 bucks. Look at it. It's a $2 cart. There's probably $2 of oil, and I'm still making $5 off of you. And, and people loved him for it, and now he's got a whole hemp company because of that move he made back then. And somebody, it's still an open spot. Y'all can go take that spot in concentrates, because most of these concentrates are isolates or distillates mixed with terpenes in some sort of way.
Yep. Absolutely. That's so crazy. Yeah, I'll have to get some isolate and terps and disti and just to fuck with it, and you know what I mean? See what you can make.
Yeah.
Make a nice
Dude,
butter.
I got some diamond distillate. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
I got some of that before from Dr. Ganja, and it was great out of carts. I mean, you know, it was smacked real nice. Yeah.
It's definitely better than a lot of THCA carts, if you will.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Yep, I agree for sure. I've wanted to try. I'd have to get a pretty bulk amount to do this, but press a lot to get like a good maybe 1.5 gram yield, and then put it on the hot plate with like one of those little magnetic spinners to thin it out, nice and warm, and then put that in a cart.
Mm-hmm.
That'd would smack. Perfect. You know, I mean that'd be it. That'd be it. You know, it would smack. I want to try doing that. I have to get the beaker and the magnetic spinny thingy first, but you know,
that'd
be
interesting. Not too bad a cost. I mean, especially if it ends up turning out pretty good, because then imagine the price of butter you could have for yourself, and any concentrate you want. And you're like, today, hey, I want some crumble. And just go make some crumble type stuff. It's just like, world.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Is in your hands. It is your oyster to crack open.
I must shuck it. The world is your oyster. You must shuck it.
With that,
if my dad is still listening, he will be proud.
I know he is, man.
He popped in the chat a little bit ago. Him and my wife. I was like, the whole family's hopping in the chat. What's up?
We have to quickly touch on at least the title of today's stream. There's a lot of surveys going around. First of all, I'm really curious if any of y'all got the phone call, because nobody asked me my opinion once again. I really wish I got to participate in these surveys. But the question is changing from, do you support the legalization of marijuana, to specifically, do you support the legalization on a federal level of marijuana in all 50 states, is how they're phrasing it. And it's showing that a lot of people are starting to vote or say yes, but do continue to keep in mind the specific terminology and phrasing of this question. Do you support the federal legalization of marijuana in all 50 states? There are plenty of people that love their dispensary program in their home state and are saying no, which is why we're seeing this actually regress in the amount of people in support of it, which was going to be the second big point. There's less people saying yes, they support the federal legalization this time than there were the last time they ran this question. Yet this time around, we still have 57% of people saying they do strongly support it. And the second part is, you know, Republicans typically vote lower on this, did vote yes at 48%. Independents 55, Democrats 67. But with that also all in mind, this was specifically people under the age of 55 too that were surveyed, which is a very interesting characteristic, and that's why I left that for the end, because people over 55 vote.
Yeah, it doesn't stop there.
Yeah. I think a big reason why you're seeing that hesitation is it's not clear yet. The government hasn't done its responsibility of being clear on what it means if it were to be federally legal, right? What does that mean for states that already have a medical program versus states that don't and just have a thriving hemp market? And if it's legal in what way? Federally legal as in it's descheduled, or is it rescheduled, right? And so I think a lot of it depends on which way it goes, because there's, in my opinion, several ways it could go bad, or at least several ways it could go that there are going to be redundancies where, okay, you have in one state people can go to a store and buy something, where in another state it's Schedule 3 and you have to get a prescription and go to a certain medical facility to grab it, and it's in pill form.
Yep.
You know, versus descheduled, federally legal. And again, what does it mean? Does that mean just, okay, so hemp markets keep going and states that are med and rec keep going, and there's going to have to be some sort of connection there, you know? So I just...
Yeah.
A confusion
depends on where it goes.
Talking about a confused government. People
Yeah,
were
and there's no...
survey,
you got to tell us more before people are going to know which way it's going to fall, you know?
Yeah, if the people aren't informed, they can't make an informed decision.
I think a lot of people, even on this survey, were saying no, more to the fact because they had no idea what they were being asked. Yes, a large part because of what you're saying, but also secondarily, I'm still kind of confused at the question. I'm the one that just explained it to all of you. So you want to legalize it on an all 50 state basis, but what does that mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Your question doesn't state enough to merit an answer yet. I don't, what does it mean? Medical and rec? Is it going to follow states of Colorado and Oregon, or in Washington and Cali?
Will I be able to order it in the mail now, or still go to a dispensary, or will it be at CVS? Because that would be a little bit weird, going to the pharmacy counter and saying, hey, I would like to pick up my prescription of 3.5 grams of purple jealousy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be very weird.
I think 1,000 milligrams of purple jealousy, please.
Yeah, right. I think what has to come with it, we talked about this, I think, last week too. If it's federally legal, another big assumption there is that we have finally understood that quote unquote hemp and quote unquote marijuana are the same plant.
Yeah.
And I think that you're never going to have a full federal legalization without that. Now, I think one kind of maybe blessing in disguise, let's say it goes the other route where it always stays two different roads. There's always hemp and there's always marijuana. What we're seeing possibly right now with the rescheduling, they've specified that is only for quote unquote marijuana and Delta 9. It's not touching anything that is protected by the Farm Bill. If the Farm Bill stays protecting THCA, which is a big caveat, but if it stays protecting THCA, then okay, fine. Do what you want, I guess, with marijuana. If I have to go to a pharmacy to get a Delta 9 pill, fine. I'll go to my hemp store and buy THCA and make Delta 9 with my lighter.
What would
so
the
it's...
impact on the farmers be if it went pharmaceutical route would be my biggest question that I recently thought about, because this is, and it sucks that so many farmers are against the plant due to miseducation or propaganda, etc. They always heard of it as something that made people lazy, and that would suck on the farm if somebody was lazy. So they really don't tend to like the plant. Just it's as simple as that, kind of, a lot of the time, the ones I've talked to at least, right? But imagine what we could do for these farmers by giving them a new cash crop.
No doubt.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you even see it right now playing out in states where there's hemp and a medical market or a rec market. Literally, farmers are being handed cease and desist letters. You can pick. You can grow hemp or you can grow marijuana, but you have to pick one. And it's like, you fucking moron. It's the same damn plant, okay? But again, it just highlights...
Now you have to
exactly, and it
decide
highlights
which
lack of
market
understanding
you're
of...
sell to.
pick one, right? And so it's like I don't see there being a way to have a full federal legal movement without bridging that gap and realizing this plant is one and the same, and all cannabinoids should fall under a descheduling and should be able to be studied and pursued. Not put this Delta 9 thing up on a pedestal, which is really only attainable once you've ingested it or if you're going to decarb it, but then you're putting it in something. So it's like D9 is this weird little window of like, you don't even really interact with that cannabinoid as you think you do, but we have put it on this pedestal and made legislation around it. And so it's like, I hope it either goes one of two black and white polar opposite ways, where it's either completely descheduled, everything's legalized from a cannabis standpoint, or they always keep the split. And fine, if you want to do what you want with marijuana, whatever, then as long as hemp stays protected, then I mean, it's like we know that's no different.
That's the crazy part about THCA though, like which is like how THCA is really what's getting you there, but they focused on the D9. But the D9, like you just said, we're not interacting with the D9 how people think they really is. You know what I'm saying? People put, like you said, put D9 on a pedestal, think it's everything. D9 means it all. If that shit ain't got 30% D9, I don't even want to see it. But that's not even possible, right? That's not even possible. No flower is touching 30% D9.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
There's
think
some
so. A lot of
crazy
people
slumpers that hit like 3.5% that I've been shown or given by people, and I'm reading the side level. I'm like, wow, this literally actually isn't legally hemp. This is crazy. It has 3.5% D9.
Right.
Mind you, that just means that it was probably tested way later in the cycle, etc. too, when I think about literalities of the process, right?
Yep.
But regardless, there is a difference to the effect. A little bit.
And that's
a little bit. I just feel like this is the same thing that if you let, like Dab Dad said at the beginning, this is some cured glitter bomb.
Yes.
It does hit you different. There's like a heavier feeling going on.
For sure. Well, and you give, like we talked about before, the oil mushroom cap looking, the oil on the marijuana plant, when a plant before it's cured, when it is freshly cropped, those are translucent. And the longer you let the weed cure, they go from a translucent to a cloudy to an amber orange. And when they're amber, they're fully amber. That means that the full acidic potential of the plant has come to fruition. And that is why dispensaries will often cut a crop and cure it for a while. That way it is at its full acidic form. Now, most dispensaries, they don't parse out what they test. They just test for overall THC, because before Farm Bill legislation, that's all we called it. So they test for that. It comes up with, let's say, 25% THC. Yeah. Just that's what they label it as, right? When in reality, it's probably 24% THCA and 0.02 or 3 or 4, whatever, Delta 9 from the natural curing process, right? Yeah. And I see Two Lifted, his analogy in the comments, and I love it. And I want to break it down one step further. He said THCA is the egg, D9 is the chicken. One step further, THCA is the egg. Delta 9 is the moment the egg is coming out of the chicken. Once it's out of the chicken, it's ash. If we're smoking it, it's only Delta 9 for the second that chemical reaction happens between your lighter and the acidic form of THC on the plant. Once it's done, it's in your body, and what you have in your bowl is carbon ash. So we interact with this cannabinoid that we put on a pedestal for a split second when we're smoking it. And we've made it this entire thing, which is so funny because, like we talked about before we went live, all weed that anyone has ever purchased from a dispensary or got caught with in flower form, unless they put it in their oven first, is THCA. All of it, which is insane.
I was thinking something. I just thought of something too. Like, we could never test. I mean, I ain't gonna say we could never, because we can't. But the money that it costs, no, we're not doing that. We not test enough shit that we get once we get it. Like, say we got some of this stuff, we got on, you know what I'm saying? And then, say 2 months, not even a month later, we tested it then. We don't know what percentage this shit really be. We reading a paper that was tested before this shit was even cut for real. You feel me? Before, like, chop time.
Been two different games on those tests. And one game is what I see in the THCA market a lot, and it ends up showing very low percentages across the board. And reason is You cut it at the spot when you legally first can and send it in for the sample, so it tests as low as possible, D9, and it ends up
Exactly.
making your THCA percentage lower too. It ends up making your terpene percentages lower too because of when you sent the plants in. And for example, Legacy California market first coming out, if you guys were there was a constant grind, and this is why we now have flowers that have like 30 something percent, thanks to California and everybody battling each other in a different game. So yes, the flowers they were growing had some great crazy genetics that were going to grow high THCA percentages, but on top of that, the total THC game is your delta 9 percentage plus THCA times 0.86. So if you can get those numbers as high as possible, meaning you send this plant in right at its peak of its life, and that's when you send in your sample to be tested, you're going to get higher numbers across the board. And this is actually after it's been snapped off the plant for a while. I mean, THCA, they might just snap a nug off the plant and send it in for sampling. It's kind of that kind of wild type of situation. And the D9 market, that's been hanging in a dark room for like 6 months, and now they're sending it in for a sample.
Exactly.
No wonder you're smoking on 38% total THC flower, my friend. Let me go throw my jar of weed into a dark room for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then have it sit in the dispensary too for 6 months, waiting to be bought by somebody, which is the other.
Absolutely.
thing.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That happens.
They can do that too. Yep. Well, it's like, I love the analogy of it's like dispensaries. But before we specified delta 9 versus THCA, imagine like a penny. Dispensaries were just testing for penny, how much percentage of pennies there were, and then the Farm Bill said, well, there's actually heads and tails, and heads is legal in certain states, and tails is legal in other states because tails is called hemp. And so dispensaries said, okay, well, companies that want to be Farm Bill compliant, just cut the crop at the right time and test for tails. But we called it pennies, and now you're specified. It's like, no, it's the same thing, but you wanted to split it in two for the sake of putting one on the Farm Bill. Thank God they picked the right one, you know? Yeah. But it's just so funny. It's like, it blows my mind because it really, again, it just is so funny that it highlights how much people that are in government making these decisions still don't really understand this plant, and its potential. At least you have the HHS that released their recommendation to the DEA, and it was all this stuff that the community has been saying for decades. That's just coming out with study after study after study that are peer reviewed and you know, non-biased, showing clinical proven research that helps with anxiety, depression, and, you know, elongates your endurance. It helps with tumor reduction, antispasmatic. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And okay, well, how many more things do we have to do to show what this plant actually is before it's legal everywhere?
I mean, true.
But then again,
they don't know how to legalize it. Is that
exactly?
We were just saying, like, you want us to make it legal? What does that mean? I just want that answer. Like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean it's going to be a supplement that we can buy? I mean, it's going to be specific in dispensaries. Does that mean it's going to be a medicine type application?
To what point?
Like, right. Well, I think that's like. I think the caveat is no matter what, as long as people have the freedom to grow it themselves, I think then do it. That's, you know what I mean? Like, if you can do that, then whatever. Then who cares if you can't get it at a store in your state, or they make it where you can't get it in the mail? You can grow it because they don't understand that THCA is not the same. Okay, then you can grow all the THCA plants you want because it's hemp. Cool. Like, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? If they'd make it where, okay, maybe marijuana is Schedule 3 and you have to go through a doctor, but hemp, now anyone is allowed to grow in their own home. If something like that happens, then I don't give a shit what else they do. At least we have
marijuana is medicinal.
Yeah, I would be
something.
Exactly.
There.
I'll have a fucking garden if that happens.
Yeah.
You know, like, straight up. But it would just be, you know, if they go for the people's right to grow, then it's the opposite, where it's like, I honestly don't care what you do from a legalization standpoint. If you take away that right, that's a scary slippery slope, you know, because they don't do that with a lot of other stuff. Like, I mean, I'm not saying everything. You can't go grow your own coca plant, but like
supplements we brought up on the last one, there are literally hallucinogenic herbs. There are nootropics that literally change how your brain is working in that very moment.
Yeah.
But because those have all just only ever been pitched as things that are there to improve your life, and this had the 20-something years of negative stigma, it's still a plant, just like ashwagandha.
Yes, right.
And it will make you chill out, it'll make you relax, and it'll bring down your stress and inflammation, just like ashwagandha. That doesn't mean that we gotta go only have it in pharmacies. That's the weird part.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
With that in mind, I think we've been going for a little bit of time. Did we put together their wheel? Anybody have like a wheel?
I think we're just about at an hour. Yeah. I don't know if we have if the wheel's up yet.
No. Wheel. Who entered this week? Let's see.
Yeah. Let's see. Giveaway time, y'all.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. That rosin bowl.
Free slump, tell me. Yeah.
I not even slumped. I'm not slumped. I'm gone.
You gone.
I'm here.
You yeah. Do not go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, homie.
I'm just like, dude. I don't know that. Rosin plus keep, guys. Do not try this at home. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Hey, don't try this at home. Don't try that.
Rosin plus keep. Oh. That's a different
Did
thing
you
right
have
there.
Did you have Keith too or something?
Yeah, bro, I mixed. Hold up. And then the mix was just so delightfully perfect.
So delightfully perfect.
So this week was asked.
Lemon cherry gelato keep, right?
Cheers
With
to
some
that, homie.
drop cherry rosin, right? And then I added some type 2 flour under that, some Alpenflow.
Ooh. Your body feeling real nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous, homie.
Yeah.
Mmm.
Okay. We got to write a giveaway. We were
Giveaway.
asked, what is your favorite joint / blunt paper / wrap? That could have been asked a little bit better, but everybody understood what the question was.
Yeah.
And the winner is going to be getting 1/8 THCA flower, 1 edible. Why is this? This was formatted all wrong, but y'all got the vibe, and it's still going down. Entries. Okay,
Hey,
just
free
gonna have
tree,
to
man.
take- We got Void said definitely gonna have to be Game Green. Always been my favorite. CJ said that's crazy. How are you gonna say Game Green?
Yeah, don't enter him because he said Game Green.
That's crazy. And then he said black sweets are scrumptious. NXEE said any kind of grape, doesn't really do a whole lot of joints and paper, but grape got him drooling emoji. Jordan said King Palm Leaf Rolls. Maldo, Texas, raw black papers. A lot of people start to say raw black papers, guys. This
I
becomes a
agree
trend.
heavy with that. Heavy with that King Palm leaf rolls. Those are the best wrap out there in this planet. If y'all can ever find a King Palm leaf wrap, like the ones you roll yourself, like he says, rolls. I mean, I don't even know if that's what he's talking about. If he's talking about the pre-roll, that's the cones. The ones you can roll yourself, man, they like hemp wraps, but they're not hemp wraps. They're palm wraps, right? A little bit thicker, smoke better, slower. I would say smoother too. You can taste the bud better. But
For sure.
the wrap is flavored, and on top of the wrap being flavored, you get like a little bead. That's like the little terpene infused bead. You get one of those, so it's like you roll your own. It's like a blunt, but it's not a blunt. But I can't even tell you. And next Sunday, I might have something special to show y'all guys.
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna say. Speaking of King Palm,
Do you ever like the King Palm stuff? They got the tips as well. They can just roll paper or whatever. They got the tips by themselves.
they got papers now too, bro. I have to try those. King Palm papers, like they have a box.
Wow.
They have a box of papers with the terpene infused shits, and then papers too.
What?
Like UCJ papers. I think they flavor papers.
Oh, I gotta get on that now.
That's what I'm saying. King Palm been dropping shit. Yeah, hey, don't be sleeping.
Bro,
on
I'm gonna
King
hit
Palm.
them up. I'm gonna hit
They
them
started
up.
doing a bunch of stuff when they hit those goji wraps. They started just popping out a bunch of stuff.
OG Raps is fire. I forgot about them. But one thing
Yeah.
with OG Raps, people watch out. I have like they do burn a little like blacker than normal because it's
Yeah.
like you're literally burning fruit. You got to think about that. These aren't no like,
right.
Okay, we got to
these
get
are
this
rolled
giveaway.
super well, though.
We got to get through
I can
this
see it was super
giveaway.
easy
We got
roll.
to get through this giveaway.
We got to. Bro. I went off on a rant. I'm sorry, guys. I love.
Said the new raw infused cones. A bunch of people start calling each other out because, you know, there's some interesting picks. I'm not going to call anybody out, but everybody else already called everybody out. Pretty Salty comes in, says, mine are the raw blacks. Kings, I see those raw blacks. Dad put his blueberry zigzags. Okay. Nice.
Going back to my high school days, homie.
Frizzo, old school Greenleaf Dutch. Raw blacks is brought up again. Reese's Reefer review said raw paper or element rice paper. Those are some classics. Another raw black. Zigzag natural hemp wrap is what Trader Tone said. Rick White said raw hemp with filters included. And with that, there's a wheel.
There's the wheel.
Hey man, ain't no way, bro. This list is way too little, y'all. Y'all better start entering to these giveaways. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, it's going up, but it's going up like a person or two a week. It's like, and look, new people keep winning.
Yeah.
New people keep winning.
Gasky.
Is that how you say that? Nixie?
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 I don't know.
NXE?
NXT.
NXE? Sounds like an 80s band.
True. It does kind of sound like
Whatever
an 80s
you want to
band.
be
NXS.
called,
Yeah.
hit Ganja Bear up so you can get some za. Okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you what you're gonna win. Okay? If you're in here, which you're not, you're gonna win something similar, akin to this. A nice little jar of mixed flavors
Ooh.
and an edible. Maybe I might switch the edible out with something else if I'm feeling generous, and I think I might be. That's even better than the edible, if you ask me.
Indeed. An amazing episode, everybody. I do somebody saying a better dispensary is fire in the chat. Yes, that's also true.
Yes,
Guys.
for sure.
It's definitely true. Beyond that, though, homies, much love to each and every single one of you for showing up. This one was a blast. We're going to keep getting these going every single Sunday, to show up.
Sir.
See you in the next one.
Later, y'all.